What up, y'all? It's your boy Dwidge, and this is another video of me documenting me trying to take my business to $2 million for the year. In this video, we'll talk about tariff updates, talk a little bit about creatives, ref check. Y'all know the deal, so let's get into these tariffs. So, I wanted to read a message that I got from Fulfillment on Sunday. I should have did it yesterday, but I didn't do it. So, Fulfillment basically broke down that they've got a notice from the shipping company about U.S. tariffs. It will take effect on May 2nd, as we all know. A formal tariff policy will be announced then, so we won't know the exact amount on tariffs the U.S. will charge until then. Therefore, they suggest for clients to hold off advertising, promoting to the U.S., blah, 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 blah. Because essentially, what day is it? It's the 23rd today. So, from the 24th to the 2nd of May, realistically, we don't know what's going to happen with those parcels. Those parcels are probably going to be delayed from that time frame as well. That's when the tariffs are likely going to be added to those parcels. So they're basically saying to stop advertising. Now, for me specifically, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to turn off shit, to be honest with you. I did on the second store, but low-key kind of fucked the optimization on the second store. Low-key, that's probably why. The results are very, very shit on the second store. So I'm looking to add US back on there. I honestly think... and I don't know, honestly, and we'll know May 2nd, but at least for the first store, we low-key have to keep US on because that's where most of our budget is going, and that's the most profitable, has been the most profitable for us for the last couple of years. So until we see anything significant, we're not going to turn off anything in terms of the US for that specific store. But from what I've seen, for what the suppliers are also telling me, they are looking for different shipping lines. I've seen online, and as well as suppliers are saying how they have an option, or they've been thinking of an option of just bundling all of the same products together and just, how do I explain this? Essentially, let's say you're selling a pair of boots. All the boots are just going to be shipped all together in bulk. And then let's say the tariff is like $200. The $200 is just going to be spread apart all 100 or 200 orders that has been ordered. Even if it wasn't yours, if it's like a competitor, just this same product in general will be shipped together, or maybe it's yours. I don't know if they require you to order in bulk, but the way they're explaining it is as if anybody that's selling a similar product from their factory, essentially they're going to just bulk it and just add an extra 0.5 to like 1.2 dollars on top of that. That's what I told you guys like two weeks ago or last week. So again, I'm not too worried about this tariff situation. Like, realistically, I think this tariff shit isn't that serious. These shipping companies, at the end of the day, they need to fucking make money. If the shipping company that you use right now, like if mine that I use right now doesn't find a solution, I guarantee you there's going to be a shipping line or shipping company, fulfillment, whatever you want to call it, that's going to be able to find a solution where we're able to drop ship from China. They're making too much money off us. Not even just me, everybody drop shipping, to let this business just die off from simple tariffs. There's always going to be complications, but at the end of the day, with this business stuff, you have to adapt. So I don't, again, see a long-term issue with it. Right now, in the short term, they're probably going to be delayed parcels. I am going to add on my website that parcels may be delayed, probably honestly tomorrow, and just let people know that there's might be delays just in case. But other than that, really, there's not much that I'm going to do. I'm just going to see what happens May 2nd. If we see some crazy ass news where it's fucked, then I'll likely actually just turn everything off, well, on the US. But I doubt it'll get that crazy. I think it's just going to be a standard tariff. Our fulfillment will likely find a decent enough solution. Worst case, they increase their product price by like $3, and then we just have to increase product costs if we need to, or just find an alternate solutions with upsells, back end stuff. Nevertheless, we just need to find solutions and adapt to the situation. So that's kind of it with the tariff stuff, and yeah, that's kind of it with the tariff stuff. I gotta get on a call with my editor right now, so I'll hop on talking about creatives when we get back to, or when I'm leaving the gym. That's when I'll talk to y'all about creatives and something like interesting that I learned throughout. Honestly, yesterday I learned, not yesterday, but this week when I was, maneuvering and making creatives and shit. So yeah, catch you on a little bit.
For the VSL, because the VSL is, it takes much longer.
Yeah.
Compared to the one that we've been doing.
Yeah.
For TikTok.
Yeah.
But did you see the VSL that I made?
Yo, just got done, Jim. Let's hop into a rev check. I might open the windows, bro. It's low key that type of weather. Hold up. But let's do a rev check before we do all that. So currently, the second store, because that's what I have open right now. I don't know why. Is at $33. Let's go, bro. The store's been very slow lately. It's still testing, so it makes sense. We did make some changes, so again, it's not that serious. Yesterday, we hit $0. No point. Pause. I don't know. I felt gay as shit. Pause. I don't feel like showing all that because it's not the craziest results. But second store. Today we are at um. Today we are at $200. $200. Yesterday we did $900, and yesterday we actually were pretty profitable, 30% margin. We didn't spend that much, so fairly decent day. Today is very, very shit. So yeah, that's what the rev check is looking like for both stores so far, yesterday and today. Now let's get into what I wanted to talk about, which was getting into essentially talking about creatives, and something that I found out recently when I was going to do product research. Yo! But essentially, what I found out when I was doing product research, what the fuck? What I found out, that nigga derailed my shit. What I found out when I was doing creative research was that there's a formula that I've been seeing performing very, very well when it comes to this VSL style of creative. And the reason why I'm talking about VSL style creative is because that's what works the best with health products. Because with health products, you kind of have to shift people's beliefs when it comes to selling the product with your creative, then the landing page or the advertorial, and then the actual product itself is going to become very easy to sell. So this framework is just shifting somebody's belief, and let me tell you guys exactly how that works. So essentially, when you are making a VSL, or if you have analyzed any VSLs in the past, you're going to realize that a lot of the frameworks that they use is what the fuck? Why niggas honking? But it's going to be a type of creative that starts off with a hook that says they just discovered this new pain fix or whatever. Then it goes into explaining how do I want to frame this so it makes sense without... Okay, so essentially, let's say you're selling, I love to use a knee brace. Let's say you're selling a knee brace, and the way you shift the actual belief is you say that there's a specific problem that everybody knows that's the case. So let's say this problem is the belief that knee pain is caused because you are getting old. That is a belief that people over 40 actually believe. They genuinely believe that is the reason why they have knee pain. But you're gonna come in and you're gonna say, okay, bet. That's not the reason why you have knee pain. The real reason why you have knee pain is because of this and that. And then you shift the belief, and then you provide them with the problem mechanism that actually solves their problem. And that's how you go about it. So essentially, you do that, and then you go about it essentially going into how your thing actually solves the problem, and then you go in depth. Now, after doing that, the next step is that's really the whole framework behind it. I don't want to get too deep and technical into the actual script itself, but yeah, the whole idea though behind that is just changing somebody's belief. That's the whole idea of what I want to talk about today and wanted you guys to understand, because it's very hard to force somebody to purchase something if they're stuck on that specific mindset of thinking, no, my knee pain is caused by me getting older. But if you're able to provide the proper fact by, one, providing them a good hook to catch their attention enough, catch the audience well, then lead them into explaining how, the early problems of this occurs, or just giving them education on how what do you think isn't actually true, then you provide them with an actual solution while also comparing things that they actually tried in the past, and then you give your solution that has credibility, testimonials, and all that shit, and then you have a good offer in the back end with the CTA with a good CTA in the background with guarantees, great offer, no brainer, then it becomes very, very easy to sell this consumer. I hope this makes sense. I hope I'm not just yapping. I hope I explained this fairly well or decent enough. But yeah, upon analyzing creatives throughout the last couple of days for that specific store, I'm realizing that there is a piece that I've been missing in my creatives, and that's just the idea of switching their beliefs. Again, I don't want to keep going into the same tangent over and over, or not tangent, but the same idea over and over again, but I feel like I can go into that a bit more and really switch the consumer's idea in what they actually think their problem is, because everybody in my market, they know they have the problem, so an unaware audience isn't necessarily the best type of people to target, people that don't know they have the problem, because people I'm trying to target know they have the problem. So if they know they have the problem, then the most powerful thing to do here is just to shift their belief and tell them that what they think the issue isn't true. Whatever they were told from doctors or people, or just their own natural belief isn't the case, and then provide them education so they understand why that's not the case, then provide them a solution mechanism that solves the problem, that solves the actual root cause of the issue, and then give them an amazing offer, then they're likely to buy. Okay, there I kind of explained it way better. I hope now you guys didn't click off the video and say this nigga's retarded. Hope you guys actually understood where I was going with this. But if you want a deeper dive into this, and I can actually sit down on my computer and really explain it well, let me know or something. But essentially, that's the whole framework when it comes to selling health-related products. It's not just you doing solution-aware ads, because if you guys don't know, there's different parts of the funnel, there's different type of ads for different type of audiences. A problem-aware ad is somebody that, I should probably just make this another section in another video, but a problem-aware ad, though, is somebody that knows they have the problem. A solution-aware ad is somebody that's actively, let me go in a bigger tan. Let me explain this a bit better, because I guess that didn't make sense. Well, that didn't make that much sense. But essentially, a problem-aware ad is somebody that knows they have the problem but don't know your solution exists. A solution-aware ad is somebody that actively knows they have a problem and they're looking for a solution right now, or they're just looking for the solution right now. They're actively looking for it. The problem-aware person doesn't necessarily know they're looking for the solution right now. They just know they have the problem. They're probably tired of looking for solutions, but they just know they have the problem. That's who a problem-aware ad is. Now, into doing that, I came to a few conclusions. I worked through my current creatives, looked at what was working, looked at what wasn't working, and I drafted up a fairly decent concept today with help of looking at different indirect competitors. And oh shit, cough again. Fucking hell, there's so many coughs these days in this area. But yeah, and lost my train of thought. Fuck. You can tell I'm hungry as shit, bro. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was basically doing creative research, and yeah, I basically know what steps I'll need to take. I'm gonna take all the winning ideologies from all the winning creatives that we've had so far, use a indirect competitor that is using this framework of shifting the belief of consumers, and I'm going to use all that and just see if I can make better ads, play around with static ads, and yeah, that's the goal here. Another thing too, you guys have to make sure that your creatives are in congruency with your landing page. There's a lot of times where you might be saying something in your creative that isn't even on your landing page, or it doesn't even make sense what you're talking about because they aren't congruent. The whole goal of the creative is to basically educate the consumer on your product very well for the most part, and then after that, when they get on your landing page, or your advertorial, it's just them getting the deeper understanding on it. But for the most part, it should be a smaller drop off than usually when you're using a normal landing page, and that's how things should look on average with that system. So that's kind of what I'm working with, and yeah, I hope I'm not yapping up a storm right now. I don't know if any of what I just said made sense, because honestly I'm pretty hungry right now and I feel like I wasn't spitting. Pause. Pause, what the fuck? But let me know though if this shit makes sense, because I want to reiterate this shit again if it didn't make sense, because I want to provide y'all boys some value. But nevertheless though, heading home right now. Do I have motivation for y'all? Honestly, I'll keep this short and quick, but if you guys are, so this is gonna tie back into what I said yesterday, and sometimes I like to reiterate things that I've already said in previous videos for people that haven't seen it, or just to remind you guys, because I have to remind myself. But this e-com game, business, everything in life for the most part is all about reps. And what I mean by reps is you get better the amount of times that you do something. So whether it's finding products, making creatives, whether it's whatever, running ads, all this shit, realistically, oh fuck, look, I shouldn't go this way. Yeah, fuck that shit, bro. Yeah, fuck that shit, bro. Realistically, there's so many different what was I saying, reps, blah 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 blah. Yeah, when it comes to these reps that you're doing, when it comes to this business shit, that's how you get better. Like, don't think that when you fail, it's you failing, because it's just you getting one step closer to where you want to go with your business, and you're just getting better at the end of the day. Like, when I was starting to edit videos for this second product, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like, the shit was draining, the shit was hard as fuck. Like, it was fucking me up, bro. I can't even hold you. Like, I've edited so many creators before, but it was for the second brand, which is so easy. It's more UGC driven. But the second store, it's VSLs. I've never really edited VSLs before. The type of product I'm selling, I haven't really sold those type of products before. I've sold more like beauty, apparel, or jewelry, whatever you want to call it, more like other type of like products, gimmicky products. I've sold a bunch of products before in the past, but I've never sold the type of product that I'm selling right now, where you have to go in depth into actually the deep understanding of the consumer, basically, to kind of tap into different angles, different personas, different stages of awareness. I've never done that before, so doing all that stuff really became, I'm not gonna lie, a challenge for me. You know, this shit was kind of hard, but nevertheless, upon doing it for a while now, it's becoming like second nature to me, and I can get an ad now from a competitor and re-engineer that shit with the help of AI within literally like 5 minutes, you know. And I can guarantee you that these creatives are, for the most part, gonna have good metrics. Usually, if I make 5 batches, a good amount of them will likely get sales. Will it scale? Maybe not, but nevertheless, it points me in the right direction, and it's giving me a feedback loop to understand what needs to be done and what I need to optimize on to be able to scale. So nevertheless, that's kind of where I'm at with everything with the business. Just wanted to update you guys on everything that I had going on, update you guys on just really just understanding that you need a lot of reps, man. The ones that are killing in the game, they've had more reps than you. That's all it is. Like, people that are killing it more than you, that's been in the shit shorter amount of time than you, they just put more shots up, bro. That's all it is. They put more shots up. They failed more times than you, and that's literally all it is. So, yeah, appreciate you guys for watching this video. Yeah, catch y'all in the next video, and peace.